on Friday, chairmanship aspirant in Esit-Eket local government area. After the aggregation of the delegates for the chairmanship primaries, the returning officer ordered that all the chairmanship aspirants should line up for delegates to queue behind. From there was objection from the aspirant that the party constitutions permit secret balloting for chairmanship primary. There was rancors, there was disagreement. From there, the problem started. And as a result of this, there was other arguments which followed this option A4 and the secret balloting, which ended all activities in the problems, which resulted even to the killing of a police officer. There was nothing like chairmanship primary in Esit-Eket today. Thank you.
Please, may we know you? Who are you?
I have mentioned already that my name is Honorable Friday Okon Okpa, chairmanship aspirants in Esit-Eket.
Well, gentlemen of the press, my name is Dr. Inyang Danabia, one of the declared chairmanship aspirants for Esit-Eket. I want to say, first and foremost, that it is unfortunate what we've seen today. What started yesterday as a major political infraction now resulted in a stalemate, a serious stalemate with a casualty because of the mishandling of the entire election process in Esit-Eket by the chairman of the local government and Benji Udobia, who is incidentally the political leader of Esit-Eket. This started less than 24 hours before the election, when Elder Benji Udobia called all the delegates and misinformed all the delegates that the governor and the chairman of the party has directed him to choose one of the aspirants, Ibom, as the government and governor's candidate for this election. His preferred aspirant for this election, and directed all the delegates to vote for him by today. That in itself caused a very major emotional infraction in the minds of the delegates. Because of that, most of us were not very happy. Plus, the fact that the man they brought in as the returning officer happened to be somebody who has interest in the election in this record. Because that man is the personal assistant to immediate past Commissioner for Finance, who is incidentally a personal friend and a family friend who has interest in Ibom. The man came in with fake ballot papers. When we, the aspirant, identified this and insisted that he should come up with genuine ballot paper and genuine returning sheet, the man refused. From there was a commotion. We insisted, we told Benji Udobia right there that there is no way there could be a level playing field when less than 24 hours he has caused a major emotional infraction by causing the delegates, deceiving the delegates to vote for one particular person. And now they've come up without genuine papers to conduct the election. We insisted that until they produce genuine materials for that election and follow the due process, that they are not going to conduct the election. At that point, there was a commotion. And Friday Nelson, one who is incidentally the caretaker chairman in Esit-Eket, calling the police, who then surrounded the returning officers with the bayonet, and they moved and started shooting sporadically. And soldiers shooting sporadically. They move outside, move these fellows outside, and and continue shooting. In the course of this shooting, they gunned down one police officer that was outside. And they went away with all the material while Ibanetang and his people jubilate shamelessly to have won the election that never held. So, ladies and gentlemen, the chairmanship election, just like the councillorship election, never held in Esit-Eket. Thank you. I'm a guy.
Gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, my name's Evangelist Mosan Jeffrey. I happen to be a cleared PDP chairmanship aspirant from Esit-Eket. Today, there was no PDP primaries in Esit-Eket because the returning officer sent to Esit-Eket to conduct the primary took side with a preferred candidate of their own choice by name Ibom SA to former SA to the executive governor of Akwa Ibom State. When the man came in, he introduced himself and told us that he has been sent by the party to come and conduct the chairmanship primaries today. But very unfortunately for him, died saying, but the man, because of his ill motive, deliberately refused. And because of that, all the chairmanship aspirants, in one voice, told him that we cannot be part of this arrangement except the proper things that are being done as requires today's primary elections.
That's to show that there was no election.
So, in a nutshell, the returning officer collaborated with the transition chairman, Chief Friday Nelson Wang, and other people, Ibaneta inclusive, ordered the policemen and other uniformed soldiers. They started, shooting into the air, chasing the people away from the venue of the primary election today. So that is to say there was no primary elections, and because of that, people were running helter-skelter for their lives. So shooting people, a lot of people got themselves injured, and a policeman was also shot today. And really, in Esit-Eket, there is no chairmanship primaries. And in addition to that, Thursday last, which was the councillorship primaries, there was nothing like that. They did not even bring materials to Esit-Eket. The transition chairman, Chief Friday Nelson Wang, in company of Ibom and the DPO and the SSS in Esit-Eket and other people, including Elder Benjamin Rodobia, diverted, the materials for the councillorship primaries to an unknown destinations where they stayed there, fill the whole thing, and then return. So we are grieved with all these arrangements. So there was no primaries for the councillorship in Esit-Eket, and today there is no primary elections for the chairmanship in Esit under PDP.
Thank you, sir.
It would only be nice to reorganize
So my
councillorship election.
therefore, is that the PDP should cancel. So the PDP should reorder the councillorship primaries elections and the chairmanship, primary elections in Esit-Eket. That has never, taken place.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
I am Theophilus Umoye, chairmanship aspirant in my local government, Esit-Eket. Mine is by way of observation.
that our great party, PDP, will preach internal democracy while they do a different thing altogether. You see, like the case of today, the 7th of April 2012, when we were expected to have chairmanship nomination in my local government. The returning officer who is expected to represent the party and carry out the dictates of the party constitution that preaches internal democracy, came to my local government very biased. He never allowed us, the chairmanship aspirants, to have a fair deal of today's action. I don't know what happened to him, but all his actions never reflected transparency. He started with issue of asking us to adopt option A4 method to conduct the election, whereas he had a ballot, reams of ballot papers in his pockets. So we started wondering why he decided to introduce that method. Now, thereafter, he then said we were making noise, we were creating commotion by asking him why he should not allow us to do the nomination by secret balloting. And then came up and said, with the authority given to him, he has decreed that it should be option A4. And we said no. He started abusing people, calling us names, and at a point, there